Hi, Lindsay. It's Monday, February 6th, and I'm in my pajamas again. Maybe this is just going to become a thing, like I vlog in my pajamas. This is my favorite set of pajamas. It's got this gray shirt, and I don't know if you can see it, but I think it says Merry, but I'm not entirely sure. Like Merry Christmas, because my mom gave this to me like a couple Christmases ago. It doesn't say Christmas though, it just says Merry, as far as I can tell, but it's like in really weird cursive, so it's hard to read. And then these are the pants, and they're a cool plaid pattern that is fun, and I like them. I haven't really seen that many Disney sequels, although I think I have seen the Little Mermaid sequel, and I remember being pretty disappointed by it, although I can't remember why, because it must have been a long time ago. But I think I thought it was going to be really cool, and then it wasn't. However, there is one Disney sequel that I will always stand behind, and that is the Enchanted Christmas sequel to Beauty and the Beast. What happens is at some point in my early childhood, my parents went out and bought it for me, the VHS, because they thought it was the actual Beauty and the Beast. And it turned out it wasn't, but for a while, like, none of us knew that. Like, I especially didn't know that because I was a small child and I didn't care about those kind of official details. So I just grew up watching that, and I actually hadn't seen the original Beauty and the Beast for most of my childhood, although I did know the story because it was in, like, you know, how they make the picture books out of the movies. I had those, so I knew the story, but I'd never seen the movie. Um, and when I finally saw the original Beauty and the Beast film, I was actually really disappointed because the Enchanted Christmas movie is so much more intense, and it's got cool songs, especially one that Belle sings while she just like makes the Beast a book that's like this thick, and she just like illustrates it and writes it in like half an hour and then sews it together for him. Anyway, she sings a song during that process called Stories, and I always really liked it because I really like stories, and it's a song about how awesome they are. There's an evil pipe organ called Forte, and he's a pretty awesome villain, and he tries to tear down the entire castle, which is way more intense than anything that happens in the actual Beauty and the Beast movie. There's also a little instrument called fife, although he's not a fife. I think he's like a recorder or something, because he's not a fife, but he's called fife, and he's so freaking adorable. And there's like cheerful songs about Christmas. It takes place like in the middle of the Beauty and the Beast storyline when the Belle is still a prisoner in the castle, but it's told from like the future. Like Mrs. Potts is telling Chip the story after they all go back to being humans, and they're having like a normal human Christmas, but it's the story of when Bella's at the castle and she has a Christmas celebration despite the Beast telling her that he doesn't want one. And I guess I've kind of like ruined the plot line for you now. Anyway, the thing about this movie is that I can't ever be sure if it's total crap because I was kind of brought up on it, so I like inherently love it. Yeah, but Bella is my favorite Disney princess because she's weird and she likes to read. This video is gonna be really late because it's already after 11, so it's definitely not going to be up till after midnight. I was at dance, and I'm finally going to be taking dance regularly again, so yay! I can tell I've been at dance because my toes hurt like heck. Ballerinas are masochists. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with my pointe shoes, which I think most dancers do. Although the thing you hear about pointe shoes making your feet bleed isn't true. Pointe shoes will not make your feet bleed unless you do something stupid. And in science classes, they like to tell you do this thing where they like do the math and figure out like how much pressure is on the single point of a dancer's big toe as she balances on it, which is not how it works. If all of your weight is on the tips of your toes when you're dancing on pointe, then there's something wrong with your shoes. Because if you look at this pointe shoe, you will notice that it's kind of like tapered here. So as your toes are pressing down into it, the sides of the box, which are hard, distribute the weight down into the floor. So like the pressure from your toes comes down and then it hits the shoe and that pushes it down into the floor. So it's not like all the pressure is on the tips of your toes. Like I said, if it isn't something wrong with your shoe, what hurts your feet is the friction of your feet against the inside of the shoe, which is hard and not the most comfortable shape. If you notice, that's not the shape that like running shoes typically come in. So that's why it makes your feet hurt, not because all of your weight is on the square inch that is the bottom of your big toe and there's no blood. I don't know if you can't see, but there's no blood inside my shoe, I promise. There are some dark spots though, but that's just dirt from my toes. I should stop touching this, it's kind of gross. I hope you have a good Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.